Minasan konnichiwa, it's me Shogo.
And Harumi.
Good evening from Japan, guys. And we're very sorry that this podcast is a little bit late. We always try to post this Tuesday night, 8 p.m. in Japan time, but it's actually already 11 p.m. right now, and we were recording this. So if you're listening to this right after it's posted, then you guys are basically almost listening to this live because we recorded it and we posted immediately. So it's very close to being live. But just wanted to today, I guess probably just talk about what we're up to recently because we have been moving on and working on a lot of stuff. Yeah, so I think we're just going
to
keep you guys updated on what we're up to recently. Yeah. The first thing I'd like to talk about is because I get carried away very easily and I tend to forget to let Harumi speak. No. So the first thing we'd like to talk about is Harumi's Instagram that she started. She already had it originally. You already had it. Yeah. But you officially kind of started making, what should I say, more content after you became the licensed, not swordsmith, licensed kimono dresser, right? Yeah, Kitsukeshi. Yeah. And your Instagram finally now has 1,000 followers.
Yay,
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I mean, come to think of it, I mean, following is just a follow button, to be honest, just one button, but still 1,000 accounts following you is still quite memorable, I think. Yeah. I mean, there's at least 1,000, maybe not completely 1,000, but at least a few hundred people who are trying to cheer you on, support you. So I think that's amazing. Yeah. How's it going so far making content?
I'm having a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. That's good. Yeah. What do you do so far? I mean, for those of you who haven't followed Harumi's Instagram yet, if you're trying to let them follow you, what would you tell them?
My last video I made, the real video, is about how to wear a kimono.
Okay.
More the things of I usually how to say care about.
Okay.
How what I care about when I wear kimono, is that correct?
Okay. I mean, you trying to say the points that you keep in mind.
Oh, yeah. Keep in mind.
The points you are careful about.
Not care about, careful about. Yeah. So these things was have so many views actually.
Oh, really? Good. They're popular.
Yeah, very popular. My English is terrible today. 比較するって何だっけ?
Compare
to the previous video, like my usual kimono life.
Okay.
That was fun too, but I'm now a instructor, so I guess I can teach more, show more things about the points of kimono, like how to fix or how to make better. So yeah, those things I think I can make more videos.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. I guess, because you're saying that you're, a licensed kimono instructor. Yeah. So I think people will like to learn more about, information that you can only be taught from an instructor, not just someone who wears kimono as a hobby, You're a professional. So
yeah.
I mean, those are probably information that are a little bit more rare, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, there's already a lot of people making content about it, but still, it's really important who you hear it from, a certain type of information, right? So that's great. Yeah,
and the how I wear kimono is really, really important. So, I should be really neat in the first place. So,
of course.
So
he's gonna trust you if you don't have your kimono on right, then no one's gonna trust you.
Yeah, but it really easily to get worse.
Okay.
So it's just all types of skills.
Okay.
If you don't do every day, if you don't train every day, it will get worse. Okay. So yeah. I just keep on practice, and while I practice, I can make videos,
make content,
contents. Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, you're hoping to. Do you have a goal for your Instagram page, how many followers or stuff like that?
For now, I'm aiming to 10,000.
10,000, good. Good.
And Yeah.
You're 10,000. That's quite a lot of people.
Yeah. But I really want to achieve that. So.
Yeah, awesome. You were talking a little bit about because you want to be a person who helps out Snao Sensei, who is Harumi's instructor in kimono dressing.
Yeah.
Because Snao Sensei has a lot of other students too who passed her program and became a professional kimono dresser. But Harumi's, of course, one of the goals is to try to be a person who can help Snao Sensei out the most among all of her other amazing, talented instructors. So the number of follower wise, he wants to have a bigger number too to be able to promote whatever Snao Sensei is doing as well. So yeah, that's great. Congratulations. Is probably less than a month since you actually officially started maybe making content on your Instagram page. Maybe about a month though. Yeah.
Oh, less than a month.
Less than a month, right? Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You try to make posts almost every day, or recently just like maybe once every 2 or 3 days, or?
Yeah, recently, yes. Because my mother is back to Fukuoka.
Oh, that's right, guys. Yeah, it's just it's just the two of us now downstairs. Our kids are sleeping upstairs, and my mother-in-law, Harumi's mom, used to be downstairs because we let her stay downstairs, but it's just the two of us now. Yeah. So I have not been able to do so much myself too. Yeah, I guess that'd be like half. Yeah, about half of what we can do when she's here. Yeah, for me at least.
But at least stories. I guess at least I can post some stories like in kimono.
Yeah.
It's not no need to like today's kimono.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So yeah, at least stories. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to make a post every day as well. Yeah. It is best if I can try to make like content related to katanas and kimonos evenly and such, but it really depends on the occasion. But yeah, I'm really enjoying making content on Instagram too.
There's so fun.
There's some reels that I post both on Instagram and on YouTube. And those videos are the ones that I have scripts. And there's some other, what should I say, a little easygoing, casual content that I make that's only for Instagram. Which are like the ones that I am getting dressed in my men's kimono, or the ones that I'm training, doing my self-training in Asayama Ichiden-ryu or stuff like that, and I'm talking about something else or that kind of stuff. Which I'm really having a lot of fun about, because it's really funny how like the videos where I don't have a script, I'm just talking about the things that I know about, or about my knowledge, and those videos tend to be a little bit more popular, So yeah, I'm trying still kind of like testing what everyone is looking forward to and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, hopefully my account has had about 16,000 followers for a very long time. So hopefully I'll be able to have more followers in the future. We'll see how that goes. I'm trying to make posts something that's on Instagram almost every day for the past 2 or 3 weeks now. So I hope you guys are enjoying it too. And if you haven't followed us, please check out our Instagram. I think
please.
We probably are active the most on Instagram recently. It's not so much on YouTube anymore, so I hope you can follow us. All right, so as we said in the beginning, there's so many things that are moving forward, and which is great. I'm having a lot of fun, by the way, because I felt really should I say left behind and not moving for a while. And you guys remember that podcast we made about me talking about that I've never felt so stressed before.
Depression.
Depression and all that kind of stuff. I probably was a little bit in a very bad situation mentally at that timing, to be honest. But now I'm not that like really stressed or anything. I don't have to yell at my kids. I'm doing a lot better because I feel like I'm actually progressing in something. So a couple of things I can let you guys know about is that I, for a long time, if you guys remember, I was talking about this tour called the Knowing Kyoto tour. It was something I was hoping to do with my No theater instructor, Yamada Sensei, and maybe doing some shows of No theater for people who are interested. But when I actually started thinking about that project and the actual show, we realized that we really need a lot of money to actually do one show. It's really, really expensive because we need a certain number of people, professionals coming together. We need the instruments, we need an extra singer, the chorus, basically. And No theater is kind of like a classic Japanese style musical, because so that we need instruments, we need singers, we need the actor. So we need at least 3 people to do kind of like like the minimum performance. That's like 3 is like the minimum amount of people that we need to do like the smallest show, basically. So that's a lot of people still, right? You have to hire 3 people for just like a 2-hour show, then it's going to be really, really expensive. So then we realized that we definitely have to invite like, VIPs basically to these shows. But the problem is I don't have any relationship with any VIP guests. Yeah, because all the things that I've been on, should I say, for example, for tourists and such, are like not that expensive, Yeah, but I do want to try to. It's kind of like the line of not super cheap, but at a certain price, and trying to provide something at a certain quality, authentic and all that kind of stuff. But I don't want to make something like super expensive for like VIPs. So I've only been making stuff like that, if that makes sense. So I was like, okay, this is probably something I cannot do on my own. Yeah, I definitely, if I wanted to do it seriously, I do need a team and all that kind of stuff. And then the thing is, the other day, my sensei actually invited me to come and watch a demo performance. And it was like something that I've done before with him. Yeah, the first time I actually met my sensei, Yamada Sensei, is when we actually introduced it on our channel too, Let's Ask Shogo. But there's something called a Lantern Light No, which is held at Kyoto Samurai Experience in Kyoto. Yeah, at nighttime. And basically it's like a 2-hour show where the guests get to eat this traditional dinner box, lunch box, dinner box kind of thing. And they get to watch a shimai and also a maibayashi with the shozoku. Yeah, if you guys don't know what no theater is, probably that sentence didn't make any sense at all, probably. Yeah, but the shimai is a very casual type of no theater where we have the main actor and just one singer, and the main actor is just wearing the family crest kimono, which is like an official kimono, but just like that. And then the maibayashi is the instrument next to our chorus, and the main actor is wearing the full costume with the mask on. Yeah, so that was how I originally met my sensei. Yeah, so my formal company wanted to do such a no theater, such a show that does no theater, and they needed an MC, an interpreter, a person who guides the guests to let them understand what no theater is about. So I was asked to do that, and so that's when my sensei was there to do the performance, and I was like, "Hi, nice to meet you. I'm going to be an interpreter. So it'd be great if you can let me know more about the history of no theater." And he explained everything to me. I was like, "That's really interesting. How about I start learning it?" And he said, "Yeah, please be my student." So that's what I did about 6-7 years ago. Yeah, exactly. So the one that Yamada Sensei, my sensei invited me to was something really similar, but at a really, really good location. Yeah, and it seems. I can't tell you so much about the details and like the names of the companies and stuff, but there's a lot of professionals like agents and professional companies getting together where they have connections with VIPs. And it's like a completely private and a super beautiful traditional type of building where you can there's an amazing garden, and across the garden you can see all these mountains that are on the sides of Kyoto and all that kind of stuff. It's beautiful. And but yeah, so these companies and agents are getting together to start this new project, with Yamada Sensei, to bring VIPs to enjoy their shows privately. And they needed the same thing. Yeah, they needed an MC, like a person, doing it. So I was one of the people who might be able to do that. Yeah. There's a couple of other people who are also capable of speaking English and have experience or knowledge about no theater. Yeah. But Yamada Sensei, of course, because he has been working with me the most, he wanted me to come and sometimes work there as well. So yeah, that's really exciting for me. Yeah, so basically what I was hoping to do, but I gave up, is because I don't have enough time, I don't have enough relationships, all that kind of stuff. Now we have these people who are willing to do that. And me, being there as the interpreter, as the MC kind of thing is like the best thing that I can do.
It's like a miracle. The timing is...
Yeah, the timing is perfect.
Perfect. Yeah,
exactly. The people who I'll be able to meet at those shows is going to be amazing. They're going to be like, world leaders and entrepreneurs and all that kind of stuff. So it's probably going to be an amazing project if it starts, though. They're still kind of like wrapping up what the project is going to be called and what it's going to be about and all that kind of stuff. And they probably haven't started selling the shows yet. Yeah. This is public though. They've already made some public posts about it on their social media. Yeah. So they're doing the show kind of thing is already public though. Yeah, but I can't tell you where they're doing it or which company is all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it is public already. So Yeah, if it's actually ready, yeah, I'm really hoping to look tell you guys about it, how it was and all that kind of stuff. I mean, never actually been there to work yet, so hopefully we'll be able to do something like that in the future.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to.
Yeah, because I think I might have talked about this to you guys before, but no theater is just really, really difficult. Among all of the other, traditional cultures, Japanese traditional cultures I'm trying to protect and evolve for the future, which is my ultimate goal in my life, no theater is just really, really difficult. The level is so high. And the reason is because no theater itself, is one of the most dying, Japanese traditional cultures among all the other ones. But the reason is because no theater is originally something that was done for, super high ranking people in Japan, like the shoguns or daimyos or people who are really rich and also had a lot of power. These actors basically all had Patreons, So the people who would basically pay for everything for them to do with all their huge costumes and their masks and whatever, whenever they moved around and all that kind of stuff, they had all these backups from really rich people, powerful people, right? Yeah. And it was their entertainment. That's the reason why the content of no theater itself is really difficult and it's very long. Yeah, and it's difficult to understand. And the reason is because it was meant for people who had taken a lot of education. Yeah. And it was kind of like their pride, It was something to express their status that they can enjoy no theater. Yeah, because it's really difficult. Yeah, so that's what it's meant to be, no theater. It's meant to be difficult. It's meant to be long. It's meant to be slow and taking a lot of time. Yeah. And it's meant for small groups of people. Yeah, so the no theaters that exist today, the actual theaters, like the one, for example, I belong to Kongoryu. Kongoryu has its own theater in Kyoto. It's like a huge theater that I maybe, I don't know, a few hundred people might be able to fit in. I'm not too sure. Yeah, maybe 100 people. Yeah, but anyways, those huge stages basically was created after the Showa era. Oh. Yeah, before that, no stages were really, really small. And the people watching would be just a couple of people, basically. Yeah, that was the main form of no theater. Yeah.
Is that in shrines or something?
Yeah, sometimes in shrines, but there were actually places where it was specifically meant to perform no theater. Most of it was outside. Yeah, most of it was outside originally.
I have that image.
Exactly. But after the Showa era, due to all the culture changing, Japan westernizing, all that kind of stuff, in order to preserve no theater, they changed it into a bigger theater. Yeah, but no theater really has to be enjoyed close up. Yeah, you really need to be in the air together with the actors and the instruments. Not from a faraway place, separated. Place, So, yeah, so the way to enjoy no theater, yes, is best enjoyed in the way we're trying to work with right now. In the small room, with probably very few amount of people, all that kind of stuff.
Close, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the thing is, when we try to do that, that's the original form of no theater. That's how to really enjoy it. But that's really difficult, right? Because that means you're gonna ask just a few amount of people to pay for the whole performance, which makes it really, really expensive. Yeah. And then you need to go and find these right people who are willing to pay that price.
Right.
But then has no theater actually done that before in history? No, it hasn't, because it was already popular in Japan and they were able to communicate in Japanese with these people. And no theater itself was the, official stage performance, Bushi no Shikigaku, it was called, the samurai's ceremonial performance. So whenever the shogunate, the government would hold an important ceremony or whatever, a no theater performance will be done together to celebrate it or to enjoy the ceremony, So basically no theater, its status in the world of traditional culture in Japan, it was very solid, very, should I say, stable. Because the government approved it completely, So the world of no theater really doesn't have enough experience to go to these people who could become their patrons, Yeah, exactly. So that's the point that's really difficult. Trying to spread it to a lot of people, that kind of stuff like Budo could, like kimono could. Yeah, for no theater, it's very difficult. Yeah. Yeah, and it's impossible, and it shouldn't change. It shouldn't change to try to match and meet everyone's understandings or, everyone's necessities, because if you do that, it's going to be changing the whole culture of no theater itself. So without changing the culture and still trying to survive, then it has to be for VIPs, for people who are, if we have, a decent amount of money, they can pay for these performances and culture, all that kind of stuff. So so I'm really happy that we're finally able to get kind of close to that.
That's basically the only way to...
For no theater, that's the only way. I've been, thinking about this for many years, ever since I've been working, right? I have had the dream to try to preserve and, evolve traditional cultures. I've been thinking about it almost every day, but no theater, at the point, right now, that's the conclusion I've got to. Yes, it really has to it has to have a form of it being more like an expensive, luxurious experience, So I'm really happy that we're moving on the right track with the right people. So
awesome.
All right. And also I've been talking a little bit about the men's kimono lessons that I'm hoping to do in Kyoto. That's actually moving a little bit forward too.
Great.
Just to keep you guys updated. The thing is that you guys might have watched a video that we posted in the last Ask Shogo about not a month ago, but a few weeks ago. It was actually a video of me visiting one of the men's kimono shops, actually. It's called Kato Shoten-san. It was like for beginners, it's one of the shops that was opened up really recently last Christmas. So it's only been 4 months or so since the shop opened. But the Kato Shoten-san has a second floor. The shop has a second floor, but they haven't been using anything for it. And when we went to film at the shop the shop owner, Kato-san, he was talking a little bit about that, and was like, it would be great if we can, do these men's kimono dressing lessons for people who are visiting Kyoto. And if they can take lessons on the second floor, after the lesson, they can come downstairs where there's all these items for men's kimono. They can do some shopping. I can, assist with the shopping too by interpreting all that kind of stuff. And it'd be great. It'd be a great way to spread the culture of men's kimono. And especially the thing is, I totally understand that not a lot of people are going to be coming to my new activity. It's kind of like a 90-minute, 2-hour activity where I teach everyone, the guests, whoever comes, how to get dressed with the kimono, how to, of course, fold it, and all the important information that you need to know to start your kimono life, basically. And then we go downstairs and enjoy the shopping and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not, expecting the reservations to be like fully reserved or anything like that. The thing is, I really want to meet the people who are interested in men's kimono. Exactly. I really got to the conclusion of, when I seriously think about how to protect Japanese traditional culture, I really always get to the conclusion that we need to create communities. We need to create communities of people who love a certain kind of Japanese culture, whatever it is. And we need those human connections for people to continue doing these things. Okay, let's take, for example, Asayama Ichiden-ryu. Asayama Ichiden-ryu itself is already amazing, of course. That's like that's a thing that is a must for anything that's done in Japanese culture. But Asayama Ichiden-ryu itself is amazing. But also the connections that you can create through training in Asayama Ichiden-ryu makes it even better. And that's something that's also really important when someone wants to continue doing something, right? You definitely need to have that connection. So let's say if I train Asayama Ichiden-ryu, I get to communicate with more people. There are certain people who understand the same struggles or been through the same training, hard training, felt the same, nervousness or experiences, especially if you come to the training camps that we hold, all the experiences and those, 8 hours of training every day that we do are like memories that we'll never forget. Even if you just participate once, it's something that's, in your heart. So I think those things are really important. The moment you feel that you're alone doing something, it's the moment that you leave that, right? You want to make friends. You want to actually have connections by doing something, whatever it is. It could be dance or music or whatever it is, but you want that. And that makes the bond between the art and you stronger, I feel. So for men's kimono too. It's really easy to say that, hi guys, I have these videos, please watch these videos. I made a lot of videos how to get dressed in men's kimono, which I will be doing. So you can do that. And here I'm selling men's kimono, go ahead. And I can do that. Then people will probably watch the videos, probably get themselves dressed, but they're like, okay, I put on kimono, okay. It's great. I look great in the mirror. I took some pictures for Instagram. That's it, right?
That's it.
And that's, in a way, that's okay too. But if we can, for example, get together, people who are really interested in men's kimono can really get together and talk and become friends and maybe start new projects together, all that kind of stuff. That becomes a movement, if that makes sense. Absolutely. That is something that we need to do. So even if I can only meet like 1 or 2 people a week through this new activity that I'm hoping to do in Kyoto, that's great. Because if I meet, 1 or 2 people every week, that means I meet like 4 to 8 people a month, maybe hopefully like 10 people a month. And then because there are very few people, I'm going to get really, really good friends with them when they come to my activity, right? And then let's say half of those people join this new online community that I make. And then we can make a movement together. What I want to do, for example, guys, at the moment, the new men's kimono designs that we're thinking, we finally confirmed 2 of our first designs.
Yes.
I think we talked a little bit about this, but the first design is the Budo Baka, which is basically a design of the weaponry that we use in Asayama Ichiden-ryu lined up on the kimono, which is amazing, guys.
Amazing.
I really, really want to show you guys right now, but I'm looking forward to it. And also the second design is Ryuko, which is dragon and tiger, which is also the name of a kata from Asayama Ichiden-ryu. So the first 2 or probably up to 4 designs are all collaborations with Asayama Ichiden-ryu, because my brand Usen Huma is basically what I want to wear. So it's 1000% my ego what I want to wear. I'm not trying to look for what's popular or what's gonna be more needed by other people. I don't really care about that, to be honest, because if you want that, then you can go to other men's kimono brands, right? What I want to make is what I want to wear. So I'm really looking forward to those 2 designs. But the thing is, I do want to make those because those are absolutely cheaper options. They're really fashionable and I love those designs. So that's great. But at the same time, though, if I really want to preserve, the culture of men's kimono and such, I need to work with the people who make, the items. For example, craftsmen, maybe the traditional, not factories, but, those workshops, I guess. So I need to work with them, right? And then when I try to do that, though, the things that they make, like if you guys remember, guys, I went to Kyoto, which is the northernmost area in Kyoto, where they have a tour, visiting a lot of all these important places in the super countryside area of Kyoto. They actually make a lot of kimono there too, and some of the people that I met there actually, let's just say, when they sew their kimono, they actually put raden in them, which is the shells. So their kimonos are shiny. And it's beautiful, by the way. So there's actually shells they're sewn in the kimono. Which is super amazing. They have the kimono, on the kimono hanging stand kind of thing, and it's made to make the kimono look beautiful as like a masterpiece kind of thing. But the thing is that one kimono actually costs about so that's what, 10 times 10 million yen or something.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. 10 million yen. Like 10 million yen a kimono? Who's gonna buy that? No, that of course, no one's actually gonna be buying it. That specific 10 million yen kimono is kind of like their advertisement kimono that they have inside their workshop, their shop. So they're not actually going to be unless someone really wants to buy that. They're going to be keeping it inside the shop for advertisements. But the thing is, it might not be 10 million yen, but the things that are made like by hand are going to be really expensive. The same as katanas, right? The katanas that are made recently are more expensive. So I need the power of a community to try to help support those places. Let's say, for example, if you had a community of a few hundred people, maybe 1,000 people, let's say. And if those 1,000 people, if I start a new project, let's say I met this guys, and this person actually has been carrying down a tradition that's been in Kyoto for 200 years. He does this kind of woven methods or, sewing methods, and they make this really unique, whatever it is, an obi or a kimono, hakama, it could be. But the thing is that they're dying, So I want to make this new project where we actually make a few, 10 sets of these kimono that we're going to be selling on our website on Usen Huma, but we need this much amount of money. We're going to be starting a new crowdfunding or whatever it is. It'd be great if you can, support us. Then we have 1,000 people, right? And then 1,000 people, helping us with just 100 yen each. that's going to be, quite a lot of money. We can actually buy that leather kimono we're talking about right now, right?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing that I want to do. By creating communities, by creating bonds, with the people who love these traditional cultures, would love to maintain them, protect them, then that becomes a huge power. So that is the kind of thing we want to do. I need to do to actually make huge, changes and projects, movements to try to protect it, the world of traditional culture and stuff. So that's the reason why I really think this new men's kimono lessons is really important, that I got to actually meet with the people in person. I mean, making videos, connecting with people through videos is fine, but the bond is not strong enough.
True.
When you really want to make movements. That's the reason why the training camp with Asayama Ichiden-ryu is really, really important too.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, with all that said, I'm really happy that these no theater, men's kimono related stuff is moving forward. We're hoping to post more katanas on Shogo's Katana Shop and all that kind of stuff too. So I hope we can look forward to that as well. All right. I guys, it's been more than 30 minutes. I guess it's about time we will get going. Yeah. We will have a couple of other topics that we'll like to talk about again next week, but I hope we can look forward to it. Okay? Guys, thank you so much. Harumi has been yawning probably about 10 times while we were recording this.
No, just 5.
just 5, guys.
Just 5.
Yawning just 5 times during the 30-minute recording. So I guess it's about time I have to put her to sleep. Okay, then guys, thank you so much for your time. We'll talk to you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.